was like many contractors. I was like, let's just ride along and let's go ride in the truck and do what I do. Didn't really have a sales process. I was really good at sales in general, but it's because I was the owner. I was cheating. It's like, of course, the customer is going to trust me a little bit more because my name's on the business and all those things. So talk to me about, from your perspective.
I'm glad that you mentioned this because we get this all the time. Like, well, Chuck, now I'm a closer and I just have a hard time teaching my reps. The reason why you're closing because you are the owner. You know, people like to buy from the owner, but you can't send 10 sales reps out that claim they're the owner. That isn't going to work either. We need to create a process where the sales reps can sell too. And we need to create a process where it's not about the onesie twosies or the exception to the rule. We want to look at the masses.
Mm-hmm.
And so how can we, because we also know, because we've seen this and on very high priced organizations where some of these sales reps can close at 70, 75, 80%. Now, yes, they are the exception of the rule. I will tell you that they have a great process, but they also understand the homeowner. But you can't just take every sales rep out there and make them that type of closer. If anybody says that they can, I'm going to tell you that they've never done it. And here's the thing for me is we want to bring them in to where they can close half or just over half. That's what we want. And to do that we have the sales process. And that's what they need to bring in first is the sales process. And then the next thing that they're wanting to bring in is someone that understands the sales conversation. It's how to give the process. It's how to talk. It's how to present themselves to the homeowner. There's a lot that goes in to making a sales team, the training, and how to completely lay this out so that when they come out the other end, there's a reason why so many people that come to, if not all the people that come to Top Rep, when they leave, we get this all the time. Oh my gosh, they close everything they touch. It's because of how we teach it there. You know, we're going to make sure that they understand a process, but most importantly, it's how they say it and really understand the words per minute. Not that they're sitting there monitoring their own words per minute, but slowing down in the house. And then where do they put those pauses? What is their face saying? So that's the whole thing that we need to take a look at before they hire somebody. And then the 3 first weeks that they come in, that they can get to the point where they are competent. That's the first level of training is competent. The second level of training is mastery. So now we're going to put some emotion to it. You know, how can we know it? We know it so well that I can't get it wrong. Now I'm going to do, I like the 50 Cent, you know, my next presentation is going to be my best one, right? So we're going to put a little bit more emotion, not jazz hands, but a little bit more emotion as to, I want them to believe me. You know, that there's this saying that we hear all the time that people buy from people they know, like, and trust. And Jim is big on that. And I understand why people say it. But if I were to tell a sales rep, hey, people buy from people they know, like, and trust, what do you think the sales rep's going to talk about? Themselves the whole time.
Yeah.
What do you think the homeowner doesn't care about? Them. And so what we say is that people buy from people they trust, believe, and remember. So now if I say, hey, you know, people buy from people they trust, believe, and remember, has nothing to do with them. It has everything to do with my credibility, how I present that information so that it's believable, and what can I do to be memorable just in case I'm not able to sell it right there, that they remember me so well that they're going to be coming back to me. That's what we want to get across inside of mastery. And then we go pro. And pro just means now I know how to read the room. Because if I switch that and I says, okay, I'm going to teach you how to read the room first. Well, now they're not going to learn anything else because they want to shortcut everything because now they're so good at reading the room that they know exactly what this homeowner wants to hear and they shortcut everything to do it. So there's a reason why we go through a certain process.
I think that's highlighting. I felt very convicted of that last part because I think owners, we can read the room really well. Like we know what's going on. And so we change our process based on the reading the room. And that's not sustainable. You cannot duplicate that over multiple sales reps because they don't have that skill set, they don't have the experience, and there's not having a process does not have predictability in their whole sales cycle. So I love that. I really do love that. So trust, believe, and remember. That's really, really awesome. That makes me think about a lot of things that drove me in my business, is because I always heard know, like, and trust as well. And you're totally right. The customer does not care about me or my company at all. I think we need to highlight that a little bit more, because we continue to see, specifically in the roofing space or just exterior contractors, the way they brand, the way they drive their vehicles, where they park, what type of vehicles they have, how they dress, all these things. You have to set yourself aside. You cannot be thinking about yourself. Think about your ideal customer. If you don't think about your ideal customer in every aspect of your business, you will be less successful. You must position yourself before the close even starts, before the sales process even starts. You will be more successful if the colors of your brand, the way that you answer the phone, all these things are done well. Sales, we always talk about sales. The trust part starts way before the inspection even happens.
Yes.
And so I really do love that. So trust, believe, and remember.